Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talents. Every challenge I overcome. Low key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm hitting in business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I am going to be discussing the full moon in Leo. And I'm going to start off with the chart so that we can see what houses we want to look in for this full moon. Let me get my handy dandy pen. How y'all doing anyways? Y'all enjoying these energies? I actually really like this full moon. It's gonna be crazy. It's Leo, it's drama season. But for the most part, I like it. All right, so anytime we have a full moon, it'll be opposite the sun. So you can see the sun here and the full moon here in Leo. And so you want to look for where Leo is on your chart. And wherever that is, that's going to be the house that this is taking place for you. Um, and because it is opposite the sun in Aquarius, obviously that new moon in Aquarius is still kicking quite heavily. And so now it's going to be about balancing the two. So Aquarius is the crowd, Leo is the self, and that's kind of what this full moon is trying to teach us, is how to balance the two. And that pretty much is about how can you be self-expressive authentically or unapologetically without worrying about what other people have to say about it. Or feeling bad about it, or, like questioning or overthinking, or, worrying about, are these really my people? And so this whole access is about being who you are and finding people and or attracting people who are on the same vibrational wavelength as you energetically. And so obviously this is going to be about losing friends, changing circles, and of course it can show up in very dramatic ways. It can even be very unexpected because Uranus is here in Taurus, and this makes a T-square. So when I do the line, I hope you guys can see that looks like a T, and these are all squaring each other. Squares are harsh aspects, kind of like Mars energy. These are fighting words. I don't see it being that dramatic. It can even actually be more petty than anything because Leo can represent childish. It does rule children. And so this can be very elementary. Aquarius is an air sign. It's very intellectual. And so this could be a lot of debating about who you are and the right to be who you are, and, arguing and going back and forth, talking about shit that really doesn't matter. Petty. This is very petty. Okay. It's like you're really mad at something else or deeper, but that's something we want to avoid. And so misery loves company. If somebody gives you the opportunity to argue about something else, you take the bait Now you're in an argument about something that doesn't have anything to do with what you really should be fixing, but you're getting to take out that frustration, anger, sadness, depression out on somebody else. So don't give people opportunities to set you off, I think is the biggest thing here on a personal level. Just ignore the drama. Um, and then, of course, we have Mercury, which is obviously square um, Uranus. And eh, I mean, that can be about, again, communication, a lot of talking, back and forth, debating. Um, but it can also be super innovative, thinking outside the box, um, using your hands, being creative. Um, Maybe this could even be like getting some kind of support around finances, changing your diet, what you put in your mouth. So food. Um, and perhaps this could be like paying some bills or something, because even though opposite here is Scorpio, um, from the Taurus energy, this can be very, very, very financial. And even though none of this Scorpion energy is, I mean, it's all excluded, Scorpio can also be seen as a way to deal with some of the drama that might be going on between your Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius area of life, which again is focusing on paying your debt. Again, getting some kind of financial consultant, seeing an astrologer, getting some therapy, counseling. This could be, family intervention or just intervention. These are solution-based things to deal with building some kind of stronger foundation, Taurus, um, to build financially, taking care of your health. This could be budgeting, maybe getting a new job, a higher paying job, a better paying job. This could be doing some deep research about these things or planning even on how you want to deal with that, asking for a raise, maybe even taking some kind of training courses to get a better job and or a raise, more money. Um, what else? Yeah. I mean, I feel like those are the little bitty things that I can see coming up here in a major way. Um, yeah. So I think that's good enough and helpful. I hope you guys get something from me doing those little things in the beginning there. Um, so let me see. All right. So, Leo full moon, this is happening at 24 degrees on February 12th. That is this coming Wednesday. Again, every time there's a full moon, it's always going to be opposite the sun in Aquarius. And then this can represent conflict. Oppositions are about conflict, and paying attention to how we respond to conflict. And because it's in Leo, this could be a fear of rejection. Again, wanting to fit in. Remember, Leo is the self, but from this axis on an even wider scale, this is how you're the actor, the person on the stage. And Aquarius is the crowd. And so there can be some kind of fear again around how people perceive you. Are they going to like your act, your self-expression, your personality, on a very, 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 very personal level? Like that can be this, and or it can be relational, you know. This can be an indication of like it's time to have a conversation about where we're at in this relationship. And it doesn't have to be just romantic, but Leo is the sign of love, romance, fun, play, dating, your sex life, your casual sex life, pregnancy, children and child rearing. Um, this could be sports, your creative projects, hobbies, self-employment. There's some politicalness here with this access. And so I can only imagine the drama we are going to see on the world stage between politics, especially with Trump shaking things up, Uranus and Taurus around changing, making all these legislation changes. And so there could be some conflict around, the innovation that Elon Musk and Trump's whole team is trying to bring in, technology, um, you know, um, things like this. I can see there being a lot of arguments and disagreements around whether or not that's best for the country, for the people, and things like that. Um, if you are traveling around this time, you can definitely expect travel issues just because, again, Uranus is shaking shit up. Uranus is, um, um, yeah, intentionally trying to get us changing our habits and patterns around Leo and Aquarius themes. And again, this can be with relationships, having fear around how you show up and how people perceive you, your money, again, your diet, health, being healthy, um, and your job. Your job. This could be about work, your work environment, how you work, your daily work schedule, whether you have to budget or be more frugal, things of surviving, surviving whatever your situation is, or even prepping, planning to get into a better situation. Um, yeah. And so again, Aquarius is the collective, um, the sun in Aquarius opposite the moon in Leo. This is a collective, what's best for the collective, what's best for governments, finding a middle ground. Again, we're going to be seeing a lot of new laws. You already know Trump is pissing people off with this tariff conversation, which I have a correction to make because I believe in my last video I said the tariffs had something to do with electrician and I misspoke. Um, the grid and tariffs are two separate situations. I just put them into one. I completely misunderstood that topic. And so there will be some things around electrician and the grid I can only imagine. But tariffs is a completely separate conversation as opposed that is about I think it's more so about giving America more power when it comes to instead it's switched. This is the Republican Party. The Republican Party supports more state initiatives and and funding, not government, just funding in general, as opposed to the Democrats, which is more federal funding. And so I can actually see a lot of that being a really big issue, um, and people switching from federal funding to state funding to align with the new laws and things. And there's a lot of fear going on around that, especially with the DEI conversation, as opposed to whether or not people are still going to have jobs. And even a bigger topic is that, this is more self-made energy. Leo is about being self-made, being your own boss. And so we know everybody's not an entrepreneur. And I do think that we will find a middle ground around those themes and topics, but this is giving more power back to America to, for one, get out of debt and, be like all these other countries where they have their own sets of laws. Like if you go to China and you want to get and Uber, you're not going to find Uber over there. This is a part of the tariff conversation, is that it protects that country from people living off of it, like it has been in the Democratic Party for so long. It's been supportive to more other countries coming into this country and being able to have um, access to things that leave the people in this country desolate. I hope that makes sense. So this supports more small businesses in America. This supports more, entrepreneurs and even better education. I heard education being a really big topic and theme, which I did think I talked about in the Jupiter and Gemini video, that education was going to change. And when Jupiter moves into Cancer, it's going to be even more supported on this particular theme, which I love, by the way. I think this is freaking amazing. I'm so excited. And no, I'm not a Trump supporter. To be quite frank, I can't stand none of them, but I'm for what's best for the people. And I think we've struggled long enough. And so it's needed. Yeah, the downside to this is, like, say you have a business that needs specific materials that are only in other countries. That's going to cause some problems. It's probably going to be more expensive. And also, this gives people the opportunity to retaliate against America anyways by doing petty ass shit, and being difficult and not selling to us or making that decision, which can suck. But in the long run, I still think that, again, that goes back to the education piece where we can start to put more trades for whatever that lack is in America so that people can go there and they can learn more, or educate people on how to do those things that we might not even have right now that we really need anyway to be a more self-sufficient country, especially with BRICS. Everybody knows about BRICS, I hope, at this point, that, they're kind of taking away their, they've already kind of made the decision not to deal with America and put the American dollar completely out of business. This is probably the smartest move for America to make, with BRICS and having this kind of issue. But, forget about the global issue. On a personal level, this is good for individuals because we'll have more opportunities here to grow and evolve in trades and different kinds of trades that maybe perhaps we've never even thought of or considered, because they're already somewhere else and we have a somewhere else meaning in another country, and because we have a relationship with that country of people can just come here and do that work. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. And with our young boys and the way the school system is set up, we need this so that men can become men and get real work and have more opportunities to take care of their families. And that's just one small initiative that I think needs to be taken care of on a level that is, beyond devastating. And I think another topic is about drugs. Having these tariffs supposedly help with bringing drugs from all these other countries. And so, yeah, so there's a lot going on there. Please do your own research. I am not a professional in this topic. I'm doing my own research myself. And I hope that me bringing this stuff up gets you more interested to get involved. If you know anything that you think I said or didn't say correctly, please add it in the comments. Learn us, teach us something. Yeah, so and then full moons represent endings, completions, and completing something, fulfilling something, especially with Leo. This is about fulfillment, especially in the moon. This is about fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, finding what makes your heart skip a beat, what makes you happy, what makes you want to get up in the morning. And this is the greatest time with all these changes going on again to tap into that, turning a hobby into something more, perhaps. Or again, changing a job that is more aligned with who you are and what makes you happy. That's going to be a huge, huge, huge theme really for the next year and a half. So 3 years, because after the Pisces Virgo axis eclipse happens, which is 2026, it's going to go from Leo to Aquarius. And so this full moon and that new moon that we had in Aquarius, with Pluto being in Aquarius, is a really, really, really big deal. And I pay very close attention to what is changing, transforming, and evolving with everything that's going on right now, and jump on that wave, get on that. So do your research, pay attention to what's going on, and making sure you have something set up to help you succeed in this transformation that America is going to be going in. So the full moon is also asking us to come back to ourselves, where you feel empowered. What can you do? Um, what can you control and what can't you control, and how to release and let those things go. It could even be a completion of something that you've gained a bunch of knowledge and information in. It doesn't necessarily just have to be like a particular project. It could be a life cycle, a life lesson that you've learned, that you've overcome, how to deal with your emotions, and whether or not people do like you or not. You may not care, but I don't mean not care like in a very low vibrational way, but you're past it, you're over it. And it's like, if you like me, great. If you don't, that's interesting. But you keep it moving, and it doesn't subdue you into some kind of fear to the point where you don't continually, consistently grow and evolve as a person, as a human being. It could be things like that that are changing for you. And some people could just be realizing that that's what you need to do, and you're trying to get there. And again, you could realize that you have a huge fear, like you really care about what people think or feel about you, to the point where it crushes you, and you don't express yourself, you don't say anything, you don't speak your mind, you don't dress the way, you know what I mean? And that could be like an awakening and a realization that it's time to not. And how can I go about doing that? Getting stronger in that, building more confidence in that. And so this time can be very, very inspiring in that way, even though it might happen in a very, it could feel like, just imagine being on a stage in front of like thousands and hundreds of people. You can literally be frozen in fear, like, fuck, I forgot my lines. It could be something like that, that could be very devastating and embarrassing and feel shameful. Um, but again, it's helping you realize where you need to work at, or what you need to work on to move through something, past something. So again, there could be some need for coaches, training, education, learning, studying, reading, writing, things of that nature. Um, I think I did talk about social connections. Um, we can definitely see some stuff going on in the entertainment industry for sure. I mean, messy. It's just going to be a petty party. um, you might actually decide to release yourself from drama or specific social circles that you're noticing that you're not connected to anymore. Um, or maybe they're, saying things that you don't technically agree with anymore. Or again, this can be some kind of conflict with yourself and how you want to react, and rethinking that. This could also be a realization on how well you work together as a team. Are you a team player, or are you somebody who works well by yourself? Maybe you're both. Either way, these could be topics or themes that are coming up in your life as a way to help you grow and evolve into more places, spaces, and people that give you the opportunity to be in that space so that you can have, it's like a spotlight. Just see it as a spotlight. Like, um, it's an opportunity to shine. Um, and This could be boring relationships that have been stuck stagnant and still, because Aquarius is a fixed energy. Leo is a fixed energy. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's a fixed T square that I drew on that. I don't think I mentioned that. I probably should have talked about that aspect as well. But um, any place in your life where you feel like you've gotten comfortable just because you've been doing it and it's been working well is going to get shaken up. And so again, this can be about your relationships or who you're dating, and something can come up to the point where it's like, okay, you know, um, are we going to take things to the next level? Do we even want that? Are we romantically compatible? Or this could be like a friend dynamic where it's like you guys been friends so long, but you know there's some romantic tension there, but it's never been taken there type of thing. But now you can be at a place where you're like questioning, do I actually want to be romantically involved with this person, or are we just better off friends, or do we just cut it off completely? There could be a lot of that going on. Happy Valentine's Day, right? It's just in time for Valentine's Day. It could be that you've been in a relationship with somebody for a really long time and things just got really comfortable. Things are working, there are no complaints. And so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Boring. Uranus and Taurus is going to come in and shake it up and be like, no, bitch, let's go out. Okay, we need to do something. We need to shake it up. It could be your patterns and habits in the relationship that are changing, because you as a person, as a human, is growing and evolving, and you're like, I want to do something a little different. I want to, you know, put some color in my hair and change my style, and I want to be seen, and or I want to be noticed for it. This could be arguments about somebody not noticing that you've made these changes, and you're like, look, I need attention, Leo. Okay, like notice me. Okay. Or reap the consequences. So there could be some cheating. People like, you know what, he doesn't notice when I do my nails, when I change my makeup. I'm doing it for him. So I'm gonna go somewhere where they appreciate that. Is that the best thing to do at this time with the big T square? Probably not. It could cause more problems than is necessary when it could have been just a simple conversation. But every situation is going to be different, and whatever, Leo wants all the smoke anyways on the lower vibration. Drama is what gets these people, tickle pink. So there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be a lot of arguing. Somebody's going to get into an argument. This could be about people's ego being bruised. That can cause emotional responses, whether you're in relationships or not, but especially if you're cheating, somebody's gonna probably feel like they need to defend their honor and their position. Don't make people look bad, type of thing. Um, um, there's also going to be some issues with people having pride, too much pride, pride in for all the wrong reasons when it comes to relationships, romantic relationships. But even, this could be like family, to the point where it's like, I need a sister right now. I don't need a friend or a sergeant or a judgment. And pride may not really allow people to be vulnerable the way people might need right now. And that could be a problem. Um, and somebody can be trying to take your shine from you. If you are somebody who's getting beautified or even recognized for your good work, your hard work, a business you started, a book you wrote, like your talent, skills, and hobbies, somebody could see that and be threatened by that, jealous of that, and try to take your shine or not give you your flowers. And that can cause problems, obviously. I already talked about the self-employment and DEI stuff. I think, I think we've been really kind of talking about that a lot. I think it'll be dealt with. Uh, Again, it's going to go to states, so they'll figure it out. Another thing is that the 24 degrees is a Pisces degree, and I think I talked about this in my last few videos. I feel like a lot of planets at the end, mostly because a lot of planets getting ready to move out of and into newer signs, so they're at the end degree. And so every sign has 30 degrees in it, and 24 degrees is the end, the late degrees of a particular sign, which is ruled by specifically Pisces is ruled by 24 degrees. This is a big deal because it's indicating a bigger shift. And we have the North Node in Pisces, so that's, the North Node as a, globally is where we're going, where we're heading, the changes and things that we need to make. And I think I've said this several times already, but just to reiterate, this is going to reveal a lot of the secrets that I've been talking about with these changes and how the Democratic Party has pretty much put, America in a pretty tough position. And just because we've been doing it so long, a lot of us have lost the history of it. We're not really aware. We don't know. But when these truths come out, it's going to piss people off. It's going to put people in fear. It's going to cause mental breakdowns, because now we have to make all these changes. And it's like, I never thought I needed to learn that. Or, it can feel like you have to start over again. And so that can always cause turmoil, fear, depression, um, 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 poverty, more poverty than there already is, or homelessness, or job losses. This could be huge on the health spectrum, right? People could be finding out about, um, uh, that thing that we had back in 2020. There can be a whole slew of truths that come out, especially with, is it RFK, RFK, I don't know. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Whoever's taking over the health commission on the Donald Trump team. I can't remember his name. Is it RJK or RFK? I don't know. Um, oh my God. I have a feeling that he's getting ready to get busy and tell some truths that are going to freak people the fuck out. Um, the healthcare system is going to change drastically. People are not going to like this. There's going to be a lot of retaliation and attacks against that, but on a everyday person level, people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't eat that food anymore. Oh my God, this food has, I mean, it's going to cause some kind of hysteria. But I think it's important for people to know that the truth needs to come out. This is what this whole North Node and Pisces crap is going to be about, is telling all the secrets that have been hidden from us for such a long time. Um, or they could have even been like a lot of conspiracy theories where people have been talking about this crap for a long time, but people didn't know, like, should I believe that? Like, how true is that? It's not a conspiracy, it's really true. And it's gonna cause people to really, 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 really change how they eat, how they live on an everyday basis, where they go to shop, what type of foods they're eating, all these types of things here are going to change on such a drastic level for the things that are going to be coming out. It is not even going to be funny. Mental health and mental institutions, and with the drug stuff from the tariff perspective and people not having them, this could cause a lot of filling up of mental health institutions due to people not being able to cope. They're not getting their drug. They're not getting their fix. But again, I think in the long run, what happens here is that it allows us to solve a problem that we haven't really looked at any very long time. We've kind of turned our back to it. And so this could mean a lot more volunteer positions, or just positions in the health field in general that are more healthy, more supportive, um, really helping these people get clean. And so that field can change in a pretty big way. I think we have a long time before we might really see stuff like that. But again, Pisces is going to be in the North Node until 2026, if I'm not mistaken. They're usually a year and a half transit. So there's going to be a lot going on and coming out about that. Um, and then on a very, very basic level, people can be changing their beliefs, their faith. Um, so this could be somebody going from spiritual to religion, or somebody being religious and going to spiritual, or just a different religion or a different kind of spirituality, or, things of that nature. This could be like deeper relationships to your faith, your ancestors, signs, symbols, synchronicities, dreams, becoming a higher level of your spirituality, maybe psychic, super intuitive, emotionally intelligent. I think it's going to be something between the Pisces North Node and Jupiter being in Cancer that's going to grow on such a drastic level. It's going to be that's going to be unbelievable. People are going to be like, how did you know that was going to happen? Something can happen. And it'll be like, yo, didn't you say like a month ago, blah, 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 how did you know? People's skills, talents when it comes to spirituality, psychic intuitiveness, emotional intelligence can grow at such a drastic, beautiful, healing level. Solid. I love this. I really, really love it. Um, mm, what else? I think this could be conversations, memories about pregnancy. 12th house Pisces is about um, learning, understanding, researching how um, the life of the baby inside the belly doesn't affect, or does it affect them when they come out, or just researching like what you liked when you were pregnant, what kind of foods did you eat when you was pregnant? Maybe you have more than one kid and it was like, oh yeah, when I was pregnant with this one, I like this food, and these types of things, or what babies take away from you while you're pregnant. I mean, just that whole kind of conversation can be coming up. Topic can be coming up. People can be becoming pregnant, and so it's a part of their life, and what they talk about on a regular basis, things like that. Um, obviously, whenever we're talking about Pisces energy, you just want to make sure that I don't give a fuck if it is somebody you trust, look up to, believe in. Just don't believe everything you hear. People are going to give you information. Double check, triple check. Make sure you don't got the rose-colored glasses on. You're not falling for things without doing your research or taking your time. Because time is going to be your best friend, especially with Saturn still being in Pisces. It's like, take your time when you're meeting people, going on dates. So that you're making the right decision. Um, don't get catfished, and don't fall for the okie doke. Don't give your money to anybody if you don't know that business, or just don't do business online in general. Another conversation that can come up about businesses, because they've been such a lack, especially here in America, and then there's this whole Black business thing, which I think that whole conversation is going to change to more community based conversational businesses, because it's not going to be a Black problem anymore, technically. Um, And so it's more so going to be like, are you a good business person? Can I do business with you? Can I trust you? And if so, so long as you're doing the right thing, being up and up, being open and honest, um, you're going to have people buy into you, just period. But if you're not, and a lot of the conversations that come with small businesses, because they've been such hard to build and create in a democratic system, is we don't shop with these people because they don't do it right. There's not enough inventory, or we have to wait longer, or those little small things that small businesses kind of struggle with, that people don't really know the ins and outs of, that we can both learn about. This could be a learning opportunity, but also it's going to challenge the business person to do better. Step up your game. And it's going to weed out the people who just, maybe not might not be for you. Um, I did talk about um Mercury square the sun or Uranus. And um again, this is going to be news coming out about job numbers, about jobs, the service industry, a change of leaders, again, change in healthcare, food, technology, investments. And then we did talk about the T square. This T square is going to shake some shit up. I love this full moon just because it's an honest look at where we're comfortable and breaking free and giving us an opportunity to break free from it. So always there's going to be that unfortunate, uncomfortable process of change and transformation. But if you plan it out right, you connect with the right people and resources to help you get through and past these things. Honestly, this full moon is probably for me the dopest out of all of them. That's preparing you for the next eclipse season in Leo and Aquarius. I need you to write that down somewhere. This is like future planning. Come a year and a half from now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I remember when this, and happened. And you're going to be able to measure from this time to that time and be like, yo, I made these drastic changes, or you'll start to see the value and the discomfort that came from this time. And I hope that makes sense. And I hope it makes you as excited as I am, because we really need this. I think these changes are needed on on a level it's just not funny anymore. But I also know that there are going to be a lot of people who don't necessarily agree, and that's okay. But for me personally, I fucking love this full moon. Period. That's how I feel. That's where I stand. And I really, really hope that people are taking the opportunity to do the right thing. If you want a reading, if you want to know where your passions lie, you can check out all my information in the description box below. Get a reading, get your weekly reading, sign up, become a member to the Patreon page. I do weekly readings specific to you and your birth chart. I'm working on a promotional video for that actually, so that I can hopefully explain it in a way that you can see the benefit of it and how helpful it can be for you. But um, become a member, get your weekly reading so that you can plan your life out by the moon every single day, 7 days a week, specific to you and your chart. And reap the rewards of this. Get prepared. Start now. Even if you don't get a reading from me, go to somebody else. There are a lot of other people out here who are doing this. Don't sit here and let this opportunity pass you by. You have a gift. You have a skill that is meant to help um, grow and evolve other people. There's something that you're good at. And this full moon it's gonna shake the shit out of you and be like, get it together, and or grow and evolve in what you're already doing. The opportunities for this is endless. And with the right resources, you can succeed. You just have to believe in that. And so, yeah, Again, as usual, I love and appreciate y'all. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.